Alright guys, welcome back here. Let's go ahead and call in our team in spirit, our magnetic self to be with us. If you're new here, welcome in. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. I do collective readings, just general messages for the collective, kind of upbeat, positive messages to help you along on your journey. We talk about breaking patterns, healing, all sorts of stuff over here. Today I want to talk about breaking generational curses and generational patterns. So, and basically, I've been getting so many messages lately that have just kind of been overwhelming me, so I haven't been making very many videos. I just kind of been holding out to myself. So I am just going to go with what I'm feeling like the message is that they want to come out with. 111 on the phone there. It says, don't take it personally. If someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like maybe they just pooped their pants. Yes, that's probably it. Oh, okay. And then good things to come. It says, there are so many amazing gifts coming my way. I can't see them now because I respect the general convention of not peeking under wrapping paper. But they will show up when the time is just right, and that's when I'll remember how much fun it is to be just surprised. Okay, so we'll start with that, and we'll go from there. So, first of all, breaking generational curses and patterns. So it's talking about good things, being surprised and not taking anything personally, which goes even further, going in deeper. That is self-awareness, examining your thoughts, examining your perspectives, which is kind of what the reading I was just doing on, I did a collective reading, and then they were like, well, you need to go deeper, right? Of course, you need to go deeper. So learning about, what do I always say, learning about your ancestry, looking at your family, determining what your generational legacy is, your generational wealth that is going to be passed along. And that's not just the abundance, the money, you know, that's where you determine where you came from, your personality, your genes, your looks, destructive patterning in your life, anything from addictions, if you have an affinity for anything like natural talents, being not only positive but influential habits, traits. Also, the negative traits. I know you're not supposed to focus on those negative traits, but you definitely want to see what kind of destructive, take your lens and just look at those destructive traits that you have, look at those negative traits that you have, so that you can kind of see those exhibited destructive habits, those patterns, those perspectives that could be detrimental, be any kind of cycle that you pass down to your children, if you so wish to have children. And again, with the legacies, you know, that's the anything also, not just you though, that's culturally, what are we culturally passing down from family to family? Right, this world that we're in, you know, it's shaped by our parents, our grandparents, you know, the key influencers that can be influenced by culture, ethnicity, and events, but also through words, actions, emotions, attitudes, consciously or subconsciously. So coming through, you know, with empathy and with responsibility and accountability, right? Right, so it's like raising our self-awareness raises not only the influence and the awareness in our family, but in our community, in our state, in our country, in the world, globally. It goes all the way around, right? It's not quite so much as worrying about everything, but it's digging deeper into the who, what, when, where, why, but also navigating the world in the same way and not being completely blind to things. So, all right. So how can you break these generational patternings in your own life? How can you own your own transformation? Now, this can be, I just heard something on the radio when I was driving, mental illness in the Latino community. There was a place in the radio, so maybe mental illness is in your family, or alcoholism, or could be drug use, or something about paying bills, even something as simple as everyday chores in a household, how you mood, being your attendance at school, work, whatever it is, how you show up in these situations, building good value systems. These are all things that we are working together, you know, because this is collectively, right? You have to take accountability to almost raise yourself, but not so much as that is it. Like, I read one thing one time, and it's like it takes a village to raise a person, right? So you never know what the little tidbit, what the little nugget of information the next person has to hold, right? And also creating like reframing your thoughts, right? So reframing your thoughts for the future and transforming your life by reframing those thoughts, and knowing that you have had no control over how your parents have treated you, how other people in your life have treated you, how your friends, you only control how you show up. So being conscious about that, being consciously aware about that, can help you link that behavior, right? Can help you link that awareness to take you into that another level of awareness, right? That another level of creation, right? Not taking things personally, but always knowing that good things are coming no matter what is going on in your life. That also is when you're setting these goals or going into this awareness of your life, that's key, no matter what age you are. When you step into this ascension, or however you want to say it, when you step into these changes and taking that authoritative role in your own life, what am I saying? Attainable goals, setting these attainable goals that you're willing to go the extra mile to do. It's not about being perfect, though. It's never about being perfect, but becoming self-aware, examining these things, examining these perceptions, learning about, all of your ancestry, what's being passed along. If you're worried about the right things, being worried about the right things, being taking ownership of your belief systems, right, and how you interpret the world, attitudes and emotions included, right, and how this has shaped you. These can be influenced by so many things, right? So many things. How you're raised, your community, just a monstrosity of things, right? Now, I'm not blaming all your actions on how you're raised. I'm just saying these are things that you take into accountability. Now, also, travel and your experience in the world. So some people don't believe in this, but when you've traveled or you've went to different states and even went to different countries, opening up to their social norms and even studying other people's social norms and other people's religions and how they how they eat and how they interact, and their beliefs on marriage, their beliefs on everything. It also helps you to weigh the pros and cons of your own belief, or your pros and cons on how you tend to on the phone, on how you see things, and whatever you feel is broken in your life. And sorry, I am in the background here just shuffling as I'm speaking, because for some reason it just helps whatever this is coming out. Anyway, so sorry if that's distracting, but so forgiveness as well is part of that moving forward, right? That's an important part of breaking the negative cycle, right? Okay, and this one just came out, Krishna. So finding the blessings for your current situation. So good things to come, but finding blessings. So finding gratitude in all the things that are coming. And I was just talking about forgiveness. So finding gratitude in that forgiveness, in that moment, so that you can move forward, you know. Everything in the past happens for a reason, right? For a reason, for a season. And like for me, it's like I always forgive, but I never seem to be able to forget it. I mean, it's conditioning. What am I trying to say? It's conditioning those things to be acknowledged in your mind and being accepted into your life as a part of a blessing to move you forward, right? Okay, so wherever you've came from, whatever you've done, whatever the patterns that you have disintegrated in your life, however that has helped you to learn and not held on to you, it does not held on to you. Yeah, don't give that power. That doesn't give you power. Don't let that define you today, tomorrow, the next day, or any other day, right? It's time to start the new chapter. So you're closing those doors, opening new ones, sometimes even each day, right? So you have the power to create, and that was what we were talking about in the last message too, the power to create what you desire to pass down in these blessings in this life. So as it was also talking about protection, so as the universe, as you flow with the universe and you get that protection, and you talk about the mind mastery and your goals and that perpetual movement, that perpetual flow of energy, you learn how to identify, you know, those core thoughts and quickly and efficiently shift them, right? Shift them, you know, to get to those states so that you can optimally perform. Now, for some, it's harder. For others, you know, it takes more time, but becoming a model for the next generation. For others, it's like your spiritual journey started early on, and it's like you started out knowing. For others, it's like you were born awake and aware, but you got off track and now you're getting back on track, right? Like, and each of your different abilities are coming up, and it's like spirit calls and commissions you to do what? To share certain things with the collective, with each other. Yeah. So not being in judgment for each other, but being in acceptance of things, knowing that each thing, no matter how awkward it could be, is a blessing in some type of way. Did you get done what you needed to get done? Yes, no, maybe so. Either way, it's like allowing you to get forward on your journey. So that is the message that they're saying, that we just had thought, right? So maybe you need to journal about this. Maybe it might help if you journal about this or go forth. I just wanted to kind of explain the patternings, what to go through, what to I think it's important to go through like the shadow work journaling and the shadow work, and just simple things that it takes us to and through to get us to certain parts, and to continue to elevate, to continue to learn. And then here we have Saint Germain to work your magic, which is with the Merkaba. So, which is funny because that's the violet flame, and violet flame activations is also energy clearing, So energy clearing, it's also like freedom, provision, also more compassion for self, working on ordering and arranging your life. Those are usually done, like those petitions are usually done on Saturdays, but you can do them any day, but that's just the 7th ray. Yoga, ceremonial law of magic, white magic, that type of thing. But regardless, that's in alignment with everything we're talking about here, right? It's in alignment with ascension. It's in alignment with changing, your outlook. Not just, to see other people's perspectives, but to actually dig deep and get rid of those generational patterns that we're here to do. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that there. I love you guys and hope you have a great night.